The character Monica Rambaeu is the breakout character in Marvel's mind-blowing web series Wanda Vision. This African-American female superhero made her debut in the pages of comics in 1982, calling herself Captain Marvel, but she's now known as Spectrum. There's a lot of confusion about this character and her backstory, so I'm going to explain how we got here in the comics and how she's going to fit into the MCU. Welcome back to Comic Power. I'm your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of The Quick Flip. This is the program where I go over comic book industry news in a short period of time. Please subscribe to this channel and also click on the notification bell as well. It will remind you when new videos come out. Alright, now let's get right into it. At the time I made this video, it's February, which is Black History Month, so I'm going to spend a lot of time putting a big emphasis on black superheroes. And today it's going to be about Monica Rambaeu, the character currently known as Spectrum. First, we're going to go over how she's going to fit into the MCU. So let's go back to 2019 with the release of the film Captain Marvel. And this actress, Akira Akbar, plays the young version of Monica Rambaeu back in the 1990s. She's the daughter of Maria Rambeau, played by Lashonda Lynch, who is the best friend of Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. And the events in that film take place around 1995. Wanda Vision takes place around September 2023, shortly after Endgame. And we learned that Monica was one of the victims that got blipped in 2018 from the Thanos snap. When she comes back in 2023, we learned that her mother has died from cancer while she was gone. We also learned that Monica's mom, Maria, founded SWORD. This organization made its first appearance in the MCU in Spider-Man Far From Home when we see Nick Fury on a SWORD space station. This may be too simple of an explanation, but I think of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a superhero FBI and SWORD as a superhero CIA. This is the organization that is investigating the anomaly, also known as the Hex, which was named by Darcy, the character that is returning from the Thor series. An adult Monica is working for the organization that was founded by her mom, and she gets swooped up into the Hex, that very strange illusionary dream world that's playing out like old TV sitcoms. Eerie spoof sitcoms done so well that it had some fans thinking that Marvel really was doing a sitcom, which I thought is hilarious. Some impatient fanboys were like, man, why they make it a sitcom? This is boring. What's going on? I want some action scenes and some fighting. This is stupid. And then later they find out, oh, I just didn't get it. Oops. I'm sorry. So Monica is now in the Hex and gets renamed Geraldine and makes her first appearance in episode 2 in the Magic Show episode. Episode 3 ages up to the 1970s, and Monica, aka Geraldine, helps deliver Wanda's babies, but she winds up getting expelled because she breaks the fourth wall and brings in reality to Wanda that her brother was killed by Ultron. This pisses off Wanda really badly, so she expels Monica back to the real world. Monica remains sympathetic to Wanda's plight while in the Hex, and we also learn after entering and then leaving the Hex that it has changed Monica's DNA structure. So this sets it up to where she may get superpowers in the future. Of course that's going to happen. This is all about superheroes, right? So Geraldine, aka Monica, will be upgraded to Spectrum, and she's been confirmed to be in Captain Marvel 2 when that comes out in 2022. Well, maybe, because things are written in sand, not stone these days. So at the time I made this video, that's what we've been given in terms of Monica Rambeau. So when will her active superpowers manifest themselves? And when will she don the black and silver outfit that we know her from in the comics? Most likely in Captain Marvel 2, but we'll have to wait and see what they do with her. But I expect a big future for this character in the MCU. Now, let's take a look at the character from the comic book sources. She made her first appearance in comics in Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16, calling herself Captain Marvel, confusing everyone back in 1982. This is shortly after the death of the Kree Captain Marvel, Mar-Vell. And there's a lot of confusion about who the real Captain Marvel is. If you want to know how Captain Marvel went from this character to this character, then there's a video I made explaining that called Who is the Real Captain Marvel? See the link in the description. But as for her beginning in comics, she made that appearance I mentioned before in Amazing Spider-Man number 16, and then Avengers 227, and then a giant-sized special using the Captain Marvel name. So she had that name for a very long time. So the Monica Rambeau character in the comics was first known as Captain Marvel, then changed her name to Photon, then changed her name to Pulsar, and then finally settling on Spectrum, which we know her by today. The character's power set includes flight, superhuman speed, intangibility, invisibility, energy duplication, energy absorption, energy blast, and hyper-cosmic awareness. Monica can transform herself into any form of energy along the electromagnetic spectrum, hence the name. The character was most recently the member of a team called the Ultimates, fighting alongside Captain Marvel, Black Panther, America Chavez, and the Blue Marvel. At the time I make this video, America Chavez has been confirmed to be in Doctor Strange 2. The Blue Marvel has not been confirmed yet. And in the comics, Spectrum and the Blue Marvel are romantically involved. I previously made a video called the top 10 black superheroes of all time, and the Spectrum character got an honorable mention. Alright, now let's give some love to the actress who's playing the character of Spectrum, aka Geraldine of Westview, Monica Rambaeu of S.W.O.R.D. At the time I make this video, she's 33 years old and a graduate of the prestigious Juilliard School of Performing Arts. She's been working in this business since 2010, and her breakout was in the movie Dear White People, where she played Coco. It also starred Tessa Thompson, who went on to play Valkyrie and Thor. She also played the lead in the ambitious but flawed Chiraq, which is about the wives and girlfriends of Chicago gangsters who go on a sex strike until their partners stop the violence. And she also starred in the Oscar-winning If Beale Street Could Talk, which is based on a James Baldwin novel, a period drama taking place in New York in the early 1970s. And here's the primary cast, which is nothing but black girl magic. From left to right, we have Teyonah Parris, who is starring as Monica Rambaeu, aka Spectrum, in the MCU. In the middle is Kiki Lang, who plays the superhero Now in The Old Guard, a Netflix original movie which is based on the comic book of the same name, where she plays opposite Charlize Theron. Kiki is on my short list of actresses I think they should consider to play Storm for the MCU reboot. I made a video about it, see the link in the description. And on the right is their mom, played by Regina King, who won an Oscar for this role in Beale Street, and she plays Sister Knight in Watchmen on HBO, which won several Emmys. As for Teyonah, congratulations to her for getting the role of Spectrum in the MCU. And I don't know about you, but every Friday night I am glued to my television watching Wanda Vision just to see what happens next. And Miss Parris steals every scene that she's in. As I stated before, for Black History Month, I'm putting a big emphasis on black superheroes, so I'm going to plug some videos I made before that you might have missed. Most recently, I did a very controversial video called Is Bishop of the X-Men Actually Black? And he's being claimed by different racial and ethnic groups. Get the real deal with this video, link in the description. My most viewed video of all time is a video called The Top 10 Actresses I Think Should Play Storm in the MCU Reboot. And Teyonah Parris would have been on my short list, but she had already been cast to play Spectrum. But see who the other talented ladies are on this list. I think you'll enjoy it. And as I also mentioned before, I made a video called The Top 10 Black Superheroes of All Time, and Spectrum gets an honorable mention on the list. I also made a video in which I asked the question, is Blade undercredited for helping jumpstart the MCU? Let's face it, if his movie trilogy that started in 1998 was not a success, I don't think that Marvel could have got the funding to make the MCU possible. But what do you think? Be sure to speak up in the comment section. You know the drill. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, give the thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so other people learn about the channel. And don't forget, I do sell comics at my eBay page listed here with a link in the description. One Stop Thrift and Comic Power are run by the same guy. That would be me, Comic Killer 72. I have 100% feedback, by the way. And once again, thank you to my subscribers and viewers who support Comic Power. Until next time, this is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.